everybody, I'm Amy from Body Fit by Amy, and this is your beginner body weight workout. So in this workout, we're gonna use no equipment, and we're gonna be working both for cardio and strength. So we'll be getting the heart rate up to burn calories and tightening and toning and strengthening those muscles as well. So you don't need any equipment for this workout. If you do have a mat or a towel or a soft space, we're gonna do some things down on the floor. And if you have a sturdy chair, there will be some ways that I'll show you can incorporate that as well. And as always, take your time, work to your level. I'm gonna give you lots of options, but if you need a break, take a break. You can always hit pause. You can always come back to it later. Do what's best for you today. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay. So we're gonna start with just a little warm up. So we're just marching, we're rolling through the shoulders. We're gonna keep everything low impact. We're not gonna do any crazy jumping or things like that. Roll the shoulders forward. We're just gonna make sure we get warm first. Big deep breath in and out. So we're just kind of moving through the muscles, through the joints, getting the blood flowing, getting everything warm, everything moving. And then let's take those arms out wide and we're just gonna roll through our backs. So flat back down, round it up, just a few just like this. So within the workout, we'll do a couple strength moves and then we'll do some cardio intervals in between. And during those cardio intervals, go ahead and bring it here and we're just going to reach across. So stretching long through the arms. So in the cardio intervals, I'm gonna get you started and then during that, while you do cardio, I'm gonna show you all your different options for the strength moves. So that way, you can keep going, but don't worry, we'll get breaks as well. Let's take it over the head, reach, there we go. Really stretching across. And then let's bring the hamstrings up, just a little foot up in the back. You can get that heel up high, that's great. If not, no big deal. Again, do what is best for you today. And then take those hands up. Perfect. And then let's bring the knees up. So again, they don't have to be high. We're just lifting the knees to open up through the hip flexors, through the joints in the legs and the hips. There we go. And just march out again, roll through the shoulders. So we'll get more of a static stretch at the end, but for now, we're just getting everything moving. So hopefully you feel your heart rate up a little bit. I do, so that's sort of our first little cardio burst. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take it to a body weight squat. So if you have a chair or the couch or something sturdy, you can bring that chair over. I'm gonna show you how to use it, but it's not required. So body weight squat, we're just sitting down into the chair, pressing up to the heels. So what the chair does is it helps us get back where we're parallel and it helps us keep it out of our knees. A lot of times with squats, we go here and it helps us really drive the hips back. So join me when you're ready. Hips to the back, sit low, press up through the heels. So I remind you to press through the heels because a lot of times we stay forward into our toes and again, that gets right into our knees. But if we sit and we drive it up, then we get hamstrings and glutes and everything helping those knee joints. So if you don't have the chair, that's totally fine. You can just sit here and press it up. So you decide how low you wanna go. I know some of us have bad knees, we wanna stay a little higher. But if you can get low, it's actually easier on the knees the lower we get because it takes the pressure out and again, recruit your hamstrings and your glutes. So just try to get low, but do what's best for you. If you need some balance and you don't have a chair, you can hold on to the side of the wall or the back of the couch, countertop. Any of those will do as long as you're working. Here we go. We'll go 3 and 2. And last one, good, and just tap it out. So here's your little cardio interval. We're just step touch, side to side, little taps. So it's up to you. You can swing those arms to get a little more cardio. You can take it faster, you can take it slower. You work to your level. So you guys stay here, I'm gonna show you our next move. So upper body, switching gears, we're gonna go to a push-up motion. Don't get scared by that, I'm gonna give you lots of options. So you're still doing your step touch for cardio. I'm gonna show you, first you can go to a wall push-up. So I'm gonna show you on the back. Hands are just slightly wider than shoulder width, and you're just slowly lowering the body. So you're kind of up on the toes just a bit. I know it's hard to see with me backwards. So that's an option. You can go on the back of the chair as long as it's sturdy. So ideally I would have my chair up against the wall and do it like that. See, that's why we don't want to do it unless it's against the wall. Or you can come down on your knees here, facing the chair. Or, I hope you're still step touching because this is your cardio interval. Or you can take it all the way down on your knees from here. If you're feeling strong, you can go up on those toes, but you certainly don't have to. Okay, go ahead and stop with your step touch. We're here. Catch your breath. We're gonna take it to whatever option you choose from that. So wall, back of the chair or countertop or something, as long as it's sturdy. Down on your knees, either on the chair or the couch or down on the mat. I'm gonna start here and then I'll move to the mat. We won't go very many. So here we go, guys. Abs are in, pulled in really tight, and just slow bend in the elbows and push up. If this bothers your knees, you can fold up a mat or a towel or a blanket or anything and put it underneath your knees. That helps. Or again, take it to that wall push up. So whatever option you're doing, just make sure that you're bringing the hips forward. This is the common mistake we make, is people go here, which is okay. We just don't want to put pressure in the back and we want to have nice good form through the core and the arms. So really take everything down, everything up. So let's get just a couple more. You're on your knees here, you're here, and up. And let's go one more. And wherever you are, just stretch back with your arms. So you're either on the floor or the chair or hands up on the wall. Sit back and get a nice, good stretch. Excellent work, guys. So bring it up. We're gonna go back to another cardio interval. So this cardio interval looks a lot like we did in the beginning. We're just gonna reach it over. So you're stepping out. Arms are going overhead and you're tapping out. So this is sort of a modified version of those full jumping jacks, which we're not gonna do in this beginner workout, but eventually you might be able to work your way up to that. But here, we're just tapping and reaching over. So if you want a little extra, you can take it a little quicker or just keep it here. As long as you're moving, it counts as cardio, and if you need it for a little break, that's okay too. So we're gonna go to a modified lunge. Again, if you have a chair, we're gonna use the back of the chair or the wall, and we're not gonna go low at all to start off with. So I'm gonna put my right foot forward, left foot back. I'm gonna do a small little bend in both knees and push to the heel. Lunges I know can be tough on our knees, so what I want you to think about is just that front leg bending just a tad. So watch how my back knee doesn't even have to move very much. What we don't want to do is lean forward into it. So nice, good positioning. You're dropping it down. If you want to do it without the chair, you can. And if you want to do it full lunge, full range of motion, you can drop it all the way down, all the way up. Again, push through the heel. Both legs are working. Abs for balance. You can use the chair or the wall for balance. Go ahead and come out of your reach over. Catch your breath. Take it to the chair. We're gonna go to our modified lunge. Here we go. So you decide how deep you wanna go down. If you're feeling good about it, your knees feel okay, you can drop it all the way down. Again, watch how my knee is not gonna go too far forward. We don't wanna go here. So nice and tall, down, press up, drive through the heel. Modified, you're just taking it really small, and again, thinking more about that front leg, just small little bend. Up on the back toe. If we're here, that sometimes puts pressure in the back knee. So just staying here, small or larger range of motion, up to you. Working the legs, working the glutes, getting the heart rate up a little bit, even though it's up from that step out, right? Good, good. We're gonna go just a couple more before we switch our sides. So really think about the core too. Everything's pulled in tight. We're breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Catch your breath. We're gonna move to the other side. If you need to move that chair, you can. Here we go. So remember, you can go low or you can keep it really small. Front leg is doing more of the work. So little bend there, little press into the heel, abs pulled in. You decide how far you want to go down, and you might find that you have more flexibility on one side than the other. So you may be able to get even a little bit lower. Work to your level. You know, lunges can be tough, but sometimes lunges are tough because we feel really off balance. We're here, if you're feeling good about it and you can be here, great. But in the beginning, I think when we're just learning, it's hard for balance. So grab a chair, grab the wall, whatever you need, and it really, really helps. Good job, guys. We got about 10 seconds, so that's just a couple more. Keep breathing. Excellent, shake that out. So I'm gonna have everybody grab a quick sip of water. If you don't need water, just keep those feet moving, just get a little tap. We're about halfway there. And we're just gonna do a few more things. So we're keeping this kind of basic because it's for beginners. But if you need more, you can certainly check out any of my other beginner videos, or you can do this one over. Okay, so one more little cardio interval. So let's just do little knee raises. So you can start them small. I'm gonna take my hands big, because that's gonna get our heart rate up more. If you're not feeling those knees coming up very high, that's okay. If you've got more flexibility and range of motion, you can bring them here. And again, you can go nice and slow, or you can bring them here. It's up to you. You guys stay here with the knee raises. I'm gonna show you our next move, which is an upper body move. Working the back of the arms, the triceps, shoulders, back, all of it together. So I'm coming all the way down onto the mat or towel. You keep doing those knee raises. And here's all we're gonna do, guys. So my fingertips are gonna point towards my body. I'm gonna stay seated on the mat. I'm gonna do a little bend in the elbows, lower my upper body down, and push up. So this is the beginner version of a bridge tricep dip, or sometimes you've seen tricep dips on the back of a chair. So this is a way to keep the pressure out of your wrist when you're just beginning, when you're just getting some strength. We're here. So you're just doing a little bend, just like that. If you feel like you're pretty strong today and you wanna go here, you can lift those hips off the ground. But for the beginner version, we can keep those hips down. So you're here with your knee raises. Go ahead and drop the knees, breathe. Right? And let's take it down to our mat for some tricep dips. So beginner tricep dips, palms are flat on the mat, knees are bent, fingertips toward us, and just a little bend and push up. So the little bonus here is that your abs are working too, so it's almost like a little half sit up, but you've got the stability of your arms, and your arms are doing most of the work. So bend in the elbows, push it up. So really focus in that bend in the elbows and pushing up through your arms, and try not to let those arms go out too much to the side. Try to keep those elbows pointed back. Nice and slow. We're not trying to go too fast here. We want to keep it simple. And let's just go for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And reach it forward, stretch through those arms. Good work, guys. So since we're here, let's go ahead and stay down on our mat. We'll get a little bit of core, and one last thing for our legs. So let's go ahead and come all the way down on our back, and we're just gonna do a very basic bridge. So I love this move because it's pretty easy to execute, but we work a lot of muscles: core, hamstrings, glutes, feet about shoulder width apart. We're just gonna roll up our spine, lifting our hips, and then slowly come down. So your goal as you get stronger and more flexible, you can go ahead and join me right into this. Your goal is gonna be to get those hips higher and really squeeze in the back of the legs and the butt and core in tight. But for today, if you're a beginner and you can only just barely lift up, that's okay too. You're still engaging those muscles. So take your time, work to your level, and just get the hips as high as you can. It's flexibility just as much as it's strength, so don't worry if you're not getting as high as me or as high as you would like to today. We just want to engage all the muscles. So this is a little Pilates yoga move that's also used in a lot of strength because it's really good for working the glutes and hamstrings, and then also good for the back and the core. There we go. And we'll lift up for 4, slowly down, and 3. Taking it slow, you should feel that squeeze, and 2, one more. And up and relax. Good. So go ahead and extend one leg up just to the best of your ability. It might be hard to do. We're all pretty tight. And just get a little stretch. Don't worry if you can't be all the way here. Just bring it in. Should be shaking a little bit. That's good. And let's get the other side. So we're gonna stay here, guys. We're gonna get one little crunch. So I know for some of us, crunches hurt our backs. So we're gonna give you a couple different options. So the first thing I really want you to think about is pulling your lower back into the ground. So that's what happens a lot is we crunch and we think we gotta get up super high, and sometimes we arch our back or we pull our necks. We're gonna keep this very, very small. So holding the head for support, all I want you to think about is pull the belly button in, pressing your back into the ground, and barely lifting the shoulders. So watch me, big inhale, exhale and lift. So even if I'm barely getting off the ground, I'm keeping it really small. If you've got stronger core muscles, you can lift a little higher, but I don't want anybody to try to get up super high. We're keeping it really small. Breathing out, take your time. And if that feels like too much for your back or your neck, I want you to stay here, and all you have to do is focus on pulling the belly button towards the mat. So it's a little pelvic tilt. So you bring your hips towards your ribs, push your lower back into the ground. So you can just focus on that or lift a little bit in the shoulders. So very isolated crunch, and breathe. And let's get just a few more. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. So hug the knees in, maybe one at a time, get a little back stretch. We are almost done. So again, keeping it kind of basic. We're only going through everything with one set. You can certainly add another on your own if you want to. Let's go ahead and turn onto all fours. So if this bothers your knees, again, you can roll up that mat or a towel or a blanket, or you can take a little stretch break. It's up to you. So we're gonna come here and we're just gonna do a little, it's called a bird dog for your back muscles. So it's a nice little stretch too. So start, just go left arm, left leg, right leg. So we're just alternating one and then the other, really lengthen and up and down. So you can keep it just at that, or you can go left arm, right leg, extend out, reach long, back to center, and other side, back to center. And lift, and lower. So it's up to you. You can still keep the just one arm at a time, and one leg at a time, or you can go opposite arm, opposite leg. Remember, we're nearing the end of the workout. So the first half was a little more cardio, heart rate got up a little bit more, and the last little bit on the mat is more strength-based. And last one, and just stretch it back. All right, very last thing, we're gonna do a set of planks. So I say planks with an S because we're gonna keep it really short. We're only holding a couple seconds at a time. So this is a great way if you don't have the strength, or maybe you feel it in your back with planks, which are really a pretty hard exercise. This is a way to work your way up to that. So just come all the way down. So just a little stretch here. We're gonna stay on our knees. So I'm actually gonna cross my feet behind, and really small, I'm just gonna come up and lift on my knees. I'm gonna hold for just a couple seconds and then slowly down. So what I want you to think about is pulling up through the abs. So I'm pulling my belly button in, again, rounding those hips towards the ribs, and then down. If this feels like too much for you, all I want you to do is just get that little stretch break. But if you can, we're coming up and holding, and then slowly down. So this is just a little modified version of a plank. I do this a lot in my postnatal workout videos for core. I had a baby about 6 months ago, so it's been a challenge for me to rehab my abs, and this is actually a really great exercise that helped me after my C-section. So again, really small, just lifting those hips and core off the ground. So eventually, guys, you're gonna be able to work your way up to where you can hold for a long time, either on those knees, and then eventually holding all the way up on those toes. It's advanced, we don't have to do that today. Let's just get a couple more here. holding for just a couple counts, slowly down, and one more, hold, pull everything in tight, and down. You did it, guys, that was it. So stay here, just get a little stretch. That was your beginner bodyweight workout. So again, basic moves that we do in a lot of workouts, but just breaking it down, slowing it down a little bit. Let's take it back into a little child's pose stretch. So sit all the way back. Reach those fingertips forward. And then just turn into a little bit of a seated position, wherever is comfortable for you. Legs out to the side, legs out in front, however is comfortable, and just reach forward, let your head drop down. So I want to have a lot of beginner workouts on my channel because I know there's not a lot out there. There's a lot of workouts that are full of jumping jacks and burpees and push-ups, and I want to provide stuff for everybody because let's face it, we're all in a different place in our fitness journey. Let's take the hands back. Some of us have injuries, some of us are older and our joints don't feel as good as they used to. There's a million reasons you might need a workout that's a little slower and a little easier on your joints. Not easier in general, easier on your joints. So I hope to provide a lot of that. Please comment, let me know if you enjoyed this and what else you'd like to see in the beginner section. One big deep breath in. And you did it. That was your beginner body weight workout. Great job, everybody.